Welcome traders to another of my videos. Thank you so much for clicking, much appreciated. So I know there are some regulars who watch my videos on a regular basis. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that a lot. And in case you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and also turn the post notification button on, because in this channel I drop a lot of amazing content concerning Forex in order to help you grow as a trader. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button in order to get notified immediately I drop a video. So welcome. And in this video I want to teach you guys how to identify when a trend is changing. So the reason as to why you as a trader you want to know when a trend is changing, because at that particular point there is a potential that you may catch a trend early, and when you catch a trend early you may reap some really big profits. So as a trader, of course, you want to be buying high, you want to be buying low and selling high. So let's say, for example, the market is in a downtrend, and while it's changing to an uptrend, you catch it right at the point when it's turning and it continues going up and up. You would have caught the opportunity at the low. You would have caught the buying opportunity at the low, and that is what you want as a trader. And let's say, for example, the market is moving higher and higher, it's in an uptrend, and then when it's turning to a downtrend, you are able to spot that at that particular point. If you find that opportunity at that particular point when it's turning, then you will be able to catch the trend early, and you will be able to reap the results reap big results when it continues dropping lower and lower. So you want to, as a trader, you want to be able to pinpoint those areas in which the trend is turning. Okay, all right. So how to identify when the trend is turning? So we are going to start with an uptrend. So in an uptrend, the market moves in an uptrend by making higher highs and higher lows, right? So this is an uptrend right here. Why? So this is an uptrend right here because the market is making the higher highs and the higher lows, right? So we have this uptrend right here. So here we have these higher highs. Sorry, my drawing is a bit off, but please bear with me. And we have these higher lows, right? So this is definitely an uptrend. So when you see the market is in an uptrend, then all of a sudden the market turns and comes to break the previous higher low. So in this case, this is the previous higher low right here. Right here, this is the previous higher low. So when the market is in an uptrend, then all of a sudden it comes and break this previous higher low. That is the major indication that the trend might be changing. So at this particular point, when it breaks this previous higher low, that's an indication that the trend is changing, and you could be able to catch those selling opportunities when price retraces back to this area. And when that happens, there's a high probability than not that the market will continue going lower and lower. And at this particular point, you would have been able to catch this downtrend early, okay, because you caught it right when the market was turning. So when you see an uptrend and then the market comes and breaks the previous higher low, that's the main indication that the trend is changing. And when you see that is when you should be looking for your selling opportunities at these areas right here in order to catch the downtrend early. And when you catch it early, you'll be able to reap the big profits that occur after that. Okay, so that is how you identify how the market changes from an uptrend to a downtrend. So now we are going to go ahead and look at a downtrend. So a downtrend. So when the market is in a downtrend, what you see the lower highs and the lower lows. So remember, on an uptrend, what you want to see in an uptrend is the higher highs and higher lows, and what you want to see on a downtrend is the lower highs and the lower lows. So it is just the same as an uptrend, okay, but the inverse of it, okay. So when you see the market making this higher these lower highs and also these lower lows, the market is in a downtrend. So when the market is in a downtrend, then all of a sudden you see price coming back up and breaking the previous lower high, right? So in this case, this is the previous lower high. So when the market is making the lower lows and lower highs, then all of a sudden it comes up again and breaks the previous lower high. That's the indication that that's the main indication that the trend might be changing. And when this happens, when you see this indication that the trend is changing, that is when you should now be looking for those buys, maybe when it retraces back, taking price even higher. And when you do this, you'll be able to catch this uptrend we're just at the beginning, and when you catch it at the beginning, you will be able to reap from the big profits that occur when it continues going higher and higher. So this is how you identify when the market is turning from a downtrend to an uptrend, and this is how you determine when the market is shifting from an uptrend to a downtrend. So that is how you identify the turning points of the markets. Okay, when it's in an uptrend and you see it breaking the previous higher low, then that's the first indication that the trend might be changing, and you could be able to catch that trend early. And also when it's in a downtrend and you see the market breaking the previous lower high, then that's the main indication that the trend might be changing, and you could be able to get those buying opportunities at the beginning, and you could reap on the big profits that may result in case the trend continues going up and up. So that is how you do it. So now that you know how to identify when the trend is changing, now it's time to go ahead and let's go ahead and jump onto the live charts and see and apply what it is that I have just taught you. So right here we have this market, right? At this particular point, the market was in an uptrend, right? Why? Because it was making the higher highs and the higher lows. So we can see this higher high right here. We can also see these higher highs right here. Okay, and we can also see this higher low and also this higher low. So at this particular point, this is definitely an uptrend, right? So this is the higher low, right? This point right here is the higher low of this uptrend. So as you can see, price was in an uptrend, then all of a sudden price came down and broke this higher low level right here, and it broke it right here. As you can see, it broke this level right here. So this is the main indication that the trend might be changing, and right here, this is the really good opportunity to be looking for those sells at this particular area, to be looking for those sells taking price lower, because this is the sign that the trend is changing has already occurred and price is likely to go lower. So it's there's a really high probability that this market, from the way it is, it could continue going lower and lower. And right here, when you catch your selling opportunities right here, then you're going to catch it at a really high price. It's going to catch your selling opportunity at a really high price, and that's exactly what you want. You want to catch the sales high. Okay, you want to sell high in order to reap the big profits that may occur in case it continues going lower and lower. Okay, so that is how you identify how the trend changes, or the market changes from an uptrend to a downtrend. Okay, so you see this uptrend, then you see the indication that it may go lower, and then you take your sales taking price lower. So now this is the uptrend. Now let us go ahead and try and look for our downtrend market. So here we have a downtrend right here, because this market is characterized by the lower highs and lows. So we can see the market making lower highs and lows as it goes down. So while it's making this while it's going down, all of a sudden we see the market breaking these previous lower highs. So we have this previous lower high level right here. So all of a sudden we see price coming and breaking this previous lower highs. So right here price came, it was in a downtrend, making the lower highs and lower lows. Then all of a sudden we see price coming and breaking this previous lower high. So when this happens, this is the main indication that the market might be turning. And when you see this indication, now you should be looking for those buying opportunities. And as you can see, immediately it broke this previous lower high right here. Price continued going higher and higher, and if you were able to catch this opportunity right when it was turning, then you could have profited really big from this really strong move to the upside. Okay, yeah, so that is how you identify when the market is changing. All you just need to look at is the previous lower highs and lows, and when the market breaks those previous lower highs and lows, that is the main indication that the trend, it might be changing, and you could find some really great opportunities when that is happening. So that is how you identify that is how to identify when the market is turning. So go through this video over and over again, and also practice this on the charts until you are fully mastered and understood how to identify these turning points. Okay, so that brings me to a close of this video. Hope you enjoyed the video in as much as I enjoyed making it, and see you in the next video. Have a good life.